Greetings, Earthlings, Wisdom Keepers, Wisdom Seekers. Welcome back to Wizdom Dropz, your source for daily drops of wisdom and savvy cat astrology. My name is Tanya, and today we are discussing the Aquarius full moon that is happening at the 29th degree, the final degree of Aquarius this August. And we're discussing it from the specific angle that we find ourselves in today as a culture, as a people, as a society. And specifically, I'm talking about that which shall not be named on the interwebs, the double jabs, the triple jabs, the jab. I've learned the terms finally, y'all. For those of y'all that don't know, I had a video on the tube that was getting a bunch of views over like a few hours that it was actually up, like a bunch of views. Like it was over 100, I think. And then it got taken down real quick. And I was spitting mad truth about what I believe is going on with society right now in terms of this jab system and the 5G, et cetera, et cetera. So you know what? We're going to talk about it in the lingo that is okay. YouTube is still giving me a warning. I've been under a warning by their policy for the last 4 months, maybe. I don't know when they're ever going to remove it. But, you know, we is here, we is out here. I just can't be talking like I got a brain with my scientific mind or we got a problem. So let me talk about everything in the riddle and fiddle so that you can interpret between the dots, okay? Diddle, piddle. All right. All right, I'm done. So for real though, like what's going on in this age of Aquarius, baby? Age of Aquarius. You know the song, you know the tunes if you cool with the times, kids. So the age of Aquarius, right, is literally upon us. Yes, people will contest, you know, the declaration, yada yada. I've done videos on this. You can check it out. The precession of the equinox. Believe me, I feel it, I get it. But look, Jupiter and Saturn conjuncted. The great conjunction happened in December of 2020 in the sign of Aquarius at the beginning degree. Okay, the very beginning degrees of Aquarius. Now that, my friends, is exactly where we just had an Aquarius new moon number 1. Okay, excuse me, Aquarius full moon number 1. We just had that at that 0 degree mark, right? That early degree. Now we're having another one. This is known as a blue moon when you have 2 moons in the same sign, right? So this this energy, this blue moon vibe is the 29th degree. So we had the first degree and now we have the last degree. And this is Saturn energy. And Saturn is the ancient ruler of Aquarius, is why it's Saturn energy, is currently transiting the sign of Aquarius. So Saturn is with the energy. I've done videos on everything I'm talking about. There's videos on Saturn. There's videos on the last Aquarius full moon. There's all sorts of videos out there on this channel. Feel free to subscribe if you resonate with my content. And with that said, I'm talking about the significance of this in terms of society today, y'all. So check it out. The new degree, the 0 degree, is the new beginning, and it's also the Fool, right? The 0 degree of Aquarius. We just had a full moon under. Now follow it through from evolutionary astrology perspective, a more modern astrology, still valuable. The 29th degree is a master's test. It's a critical degree, just as the 0 degree. However, it's putting you through a determination in this phase of existence, in this, whether it's in your natal chart, in this lifetime, or by transit this month or this season that we find ourselves in, right? So this season that we find ourselves in, as you experience the Aquarius full moon at the 29th degree, it will be an illumination of those Aquarian concerns around nationhood, around our common good, around what it means to have a human decency and dignity and operation system that honors you and me and everybody who has many different philosophies and perspectives and ways of approaching the world. And so that leads us into the conversation points. And that is number 1, if you look at this from a bit of an outside view, I suppose, if you allow yourself to just take a few steps back and look at history, look at how things have played out in previous cycles of time, right? Anytime that major change and upheaval is bound to happen, there's an intensification from the powers that be, whether that's the, slave owners or owners, quote unquote, or the, the just different forms of colonial power that has been existent throughout time. Before there's a revolution against it and a change, there's always a bit of an upheaval from that power source, because the power source, quote unquote, the powers that be, quote unquote, feel threatened. Okay. And so this is what's happening with society right now, because the age of Aquarius is about a new age of liberation, a new age of entering into minded ideas, Aquarius, mindful, and looking out for your best interests from your own place of an operating system. And let me tell you something, there's an ulterior motive at play. Critical thought will tell you this. Look at the big tech billionaires. The largest wealth transfer in the last, I don't even know how long, just happened recently during the pandemic. Meanwhile, everybody's getting stimulus checks from a non-existent slush fund in an already, infrastructurally just fragile, to say the least, financial system that the government has in play, where trillions of dollars in the US alone go missing annually. Don't even get me started, missing, quote unquote, right? When we have that backdrop to this whole situation, at the same damn time that everybody's getting credit check, stimulus checks, we got the billionaires of the world gaining more money than they ever have in recent times. Say what? Say what? So, what I'm trying to get across to y'all is that this is part of a larger power play, this initiative to design a pandemic. Oops, I shouldn't have said that. Hopefully they don't come after me for saying that shit. But let's just be real. This whole idea to design the plan, look at the plan, look at how it's playing out. You know what I'm saying? This is by design, honey. And I was talking with a good friend the other day, and this person believes in getting the vaccine. Oh, I shouldn't have said that word either. Shit. I'm out here saying trigger words. You see, I don't speak in riddle well, y'all. You know me, I tell it like it is. I am so straightforward. Ooh, I got to say some different words so they don't block my stuff. This person believes in Spaghettios, and I'm more of a classic pasta kind of gal. A metaphor. Okay, let's rock with it. So this person is like about the Spaghettios, and I'm like, you know what? That's cool. I respect you for your Spaghettio life, as long as you can respect my OG pasta and the fact that everybody needs a right to choose their spaghetti of choice. And that person was like, word up, and I was like, word up. So it was like we were like on the same page with it, even though we have very different lenses. This person, I was like saying though, look, I don't think Spaghettios is the way to go, because it's not tried and true through the ancient time and wisdom of the original pasta, you feel? And this person was like, I do understand what you're talking about in regard to that. And at the same time, I don't think they'd put that much effort into it if Spaghettios was out here trying to poison us. It wouldn't be so easy, or it wouldn't be so, elaborate. They feel as though it's very elaborate to do such a thing, to take over the so-called world of pasta and beyond, the entire foodscape, beyond, right, pasta. And I was like, but check it. Fear, psychologically, when you put people in a state of fear, they react and they function more reactively, and they don't, they cling on to things. It's psychological, it's human, it's natural, it's nothing to be ashamed of. It's just what it is. So when you're getting out of your amygdala or your fear response brain and into your prefrontal cortex and into different parts of the brain that have to do more with like critical thought and thinking things through, right? The more you get into those sorts of wavelengths with it all, the more it's obvious to people like me, original pastas, that this Spaghettio game is whack, because it's really based on a complicated behind the scenes thing that is not so behind the scenes. At the end of the day, it's playing out right before our very eyes. It's as bright as the sky, illuminated as to who's trying to do what. And people who are portraying themselves as altruistic for the need of propagating this Spaghettio nation, right? It's just going to create further division. And really, that's my main point of today's video, is that you need to have the freedom to choose whether you're a Spaghettios or an original pasta person. You know what I'm saying? And you also need to honor that right to choose in everybody else's life, you feel? Because if you go into creating a totalitarian dictatorship type of system, then you know what? That's what you're going to create. And you know what? That's what you're going to live in too. And you know what? That ain't what I want to live in. And that shouldn't be what you want to live in. Let's live in a better reality. And the one way you make a better reality is to be open and honest with yourself around, how you need to put boundaries up around your life to make you feel okay. But at the end of the day, it all comes back to, you got to manage you, boo. And you don't have the right to manage others. You don't have the right to say, you need to do this to your body. You do not have the right to shame somebody into not doing something with their body that they don't want to. You know what that's called in the context of sexuality? Rape, sexual assault. Fuck that shit. Fuck that shit. No. No. It's my civic responsibility to remind y'all that this is not a Spaghettios nation, and this is an original pastas and Spaghettios nation. That's the whole point of this nation and beyond. This is the whole point of the world. Because let me tell you, honey, when you look in a garden, when you look on the planet, it is never a monoculture, ever. The only time you see a damn monoculture, that's one plant growing, right? Instead of many different types, all the diversity, right? Instead of all the diversity, the only time you see one single plant growing is when humans have done something stupid and done that. Or when we're farming small swaths of land and strategically choose to alternate crops, yada yada. You know what I'm saying, y'all? You know what I'm saying? Like this video if it brought you any value. All the real ones out there, yo, don't yield to pressure from people. Pressure from people, you know what I'm saying? Everybody has their own energy and intentions, and it will get pushed upon you from many sides, from many angles, for many reasons, at many times, from many perspectives. It will show you clearly who you're meant to align with and who you're not. It will show you clearly how people respond to this. And I've been witnessing a lot of Spaghettio sipping people recently say to me that they honor original pasta and believe that that should be the expectation, that people should have an option to choose, and they themselves regret sipping the Spaghettios. So you know what I'm saying? There's been a few of them in my conversations lately. I've had a few conversations like that. This metaphor is deep. Like this video. With that said, through next time, until next time, may the stars be with you. Peace.